South Point is also proud to provide a variety of relaxing amenities for the guests who want to be pampered. Soak up the sun and let your stress melt away in our lagoon-style paradise swimming pool. A relaxing getaway where you can bask in the desert sun and enjoy seasonal food and bar service poolside. And if you really want to...
Test one.
We have 11 amazing restaurants featuring a wide variety for every price range and appetite. South Point's Garden Buffet has something for everyone at unbeatable prices. Or, if hunger strikes in the middle of the night, join us at Coronado Cafe. The American menu offers breakfast, lunch, or dinner 24 hours a day, plus a Chinese kitchen for authentic Chinese dishes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. From steak and eggs to wonton soup, it's fast and friendly service 24/7. When you need a quick pick-me-up, you can find it at our state-of-the-art Starbucks just inside the main South Point entrance. Order ahead with the Starbucks app for easy mobile order pickups. Or enjoy your favorites in the relaxing dining area anytime, day or night. If you love Mexican food, Baja Miguel's has all of your south-of-the-border favorites. There are dozens of classics to choose from, like fajitas, ceviche, chimichangas, tacos, and more. And for spirit lovers, Baja's colorful non-smoking tequila bar is right outside.
John was the most incredible person I'd ever met. Aviation was John's love and passion. He was present as a Marine and present as a dad, as a husband. It was a normal, ordinary Wednesday for us. When I was picking up my daughter from daycare, my friend that I would carpool with mentioned that there was an aircraft that went down. In an instant, you know, your life does change. And you, especially having children, have to decide, how am I gonna do this? I got a message from a friend, and they said, there's this foundation called Tunnel to Towers. And they said on TV that they're gonna pay for your and John's mortgage. And it just felt like a frozen moment in time that I'd never forget. I'm so grateful for that.
By giving $11 a month, you're joining us on our mission to do good. Go to T2T.org. It only takes $11 a month to make a positive impact.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing. Opening day is Friday, December 6th. First post is 12:30 p.m. The meet will include the Starlet for fillies on Saturday, December 7th, and the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday, December 14th, plus 2 other stakes events for juveniles. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, December 14th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime thoroughbred meet opens on December 6th.
The following is a Race Day Las Vegas presentation in association with Siraco Productions Limited on the Race Day Las Vegas Radio Network.
Live from the gaming capital of the world, time for Race Day Las Vegas, covering the sport of kings with a Las Vegas perspective. Now to the race desk with your host, Ralph Siraco.
From the backstretch to the turf club, at the racebooks and on the internet, to all horse players around the world, a good morning. Well, all right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Race Day Las Vegas radio program as we wrap up another week covering the great sport of kings, Las Vegas style, here from Las Vegas at the South Point Studios on the South Point Studios streaming network at YouTube. We welcome you to the show here at the South Point, right on Las Vegas Boulevard here in your gaming capital. They wrap up the National Finals Rodeo with the closing ceremonies today, and boy, what a run they have had here in the National Finals Rodeo. This town has been really hopping with all the cowboys. We can't thank them enough for bringing their flavor of entertainment and certainly hospitality to Las Vegas, Nevada, and of course, we hope we reciprocated with giving them a great place to come and enjoy. So we're wrapping up not only National Finals Rodeo, but we are also wrapping up racing in Southern California until Christmas, and that is at Los Alamitos, closing day at Los Alamitos. And, of course, we're going to take a break in New York. This will be the last day of racing at Aqueduct until the day after Christmas as well. So we're kind of wrapping it all up and talking about wrapping for Christmas. But in any case, that's it. We're going to kind of settle it down now for the next week. We'll have light racing, but they'll still be racing in places like Gulfstream and Fairgrounds. So we'll be here with the race day shows right through next week as well. We welcome all of our listeners. If you happen to be listening to us on our anchor radio station here, Sports Talk 1400 AM, 107.1 FM, where, of course, they have the play-by-play of the Los Angeles Rams on the exclusive play-by-play radio station here in Las Vegas for the Rams, Sports Talk 1400 AM, and of course, the home of Race Day. And of course, your iPhone, Android, and Google phones that you can get your apps, for KSHP to listen to us, and the YouTube app that you can see and listen to us on your devices and anywhere you get your podcasting as well. Simply put, however, wherever, whenever. Welcome to the show as we now roll in to the holiday week. As I say, after today, they'll be taking a break at Aqueduct until the day after Christmas. They'll also be taking a break in Southern California. Of course, the most famous gift that horse racing fans open is the gift that they get the day after Christmas with the opening of Santa Anita. And I'm going to tell you, Santa Anita's opening day's got a whole bunch of great stakes races. In addition to the Malibu Stakes, that's going to feature not only the Santa Anita Derby winner, Stronghold, but also the Kentucky Derby winner, Mystic, had to clear my throat for that one. Mystic Dan. Mystic Dan worked out at the fairgrounds in a bullet work recently. I think it was yesterday. Mystic Dan worked a bullet 59.81 seconds, and he's preparing to come on out to Southern California to take on Stronghold and all the others in the Malibu the day after Christmas on December 26th. So that's going to be exciting as well. And we will, of course, wrap up both those Southern and Southern California and New York by reminding everybody that they're mandatory payoffs today. Woodbine Racecourse, Woodbine Racing, that's been racing for months and months and months, finally has its closing day today as well. So there'll be mandatory payoffs at Woodbine. So this is the mandatory payoff day, precluding the Christmas holiday. Maybe you can get some money for your holiday gifts today with all the mandatory payoffs around. So that's what we got going. I want to remind everybody there that we will be here, though, with our race day shows, as usual, regularly up until next weekend. And, of course, after next weekend, we're off Monday and Tuesday anyhow. Wednesday will be Christmas Day. Week from this coming Wednesday, not this Wednesday, but week from this coming Wednesday, we will not have a show on Christmas Day, but we will be here ready to kick out the jams on the day after, on Thursday, with the opening of Santa Anita and the resumption of racing in New York as well. So that's kind of like our schedule right now for the holiday as we move through the holiday. I want to remind everybody, too, that here in Las Vegas, we're getting we're getting a little bit warmer than we were yesterday in the week, the past week. It's only 41 degrees out now, and we're not in the 30s. It's 41 degrees out right now. We're going to get up to 62 degrees today here in Las Vegas, and that's going to be the temperature range. High 30s, low 40s overnight, and the high 50s to low 60s in the daytimes here. But it looks like it's going to be pretty sunny. Although we did get a lot of wind last night. For some reason, there was wind about a couple of hours here in Las Vegas. Just managed to rustle up all the leaves that are falling off the trees right now. In any case, looking across the country, West Coast is bracing for another big rain and snow front that's coming through in the Northwest. That's, of course, Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, right through Central California. Some rain through Central California is going to be a lot. It happens this week. And, of course, snow up there in the high plains. But as far as the plains states, between Texas and up to Minnesota, right in there, looks like it's going to be pretty good. There's a big front that's just moving through the Midwest. It's going to get to the East Coast, and it's just got a mixture of rain and snow and all that, depending on the temperatures. I understand from Jonathan Hardoon, it's pretty darn cold in New York, so if it stays that way, it's going to be snow. But that's what we're looking forward to for next week. It's going to push on through the middle to the end of next week there on the East Coast. But our weather is going to be just fine here. All right, let's take a look at what happened yesterday. Oh, by the way, I want to remind everyone, this is really interesting. I know Jonathan's going to smile for this. The very last of the lawsuits has finally been dismissed. This was the lawsuit, the Kentucky Derby lawsuit from 2021. You remember Medina Spirit? Okay, well, all the stuff with Baffert and Churchill Downs has been settled, all that stuff. The one that was left was a lawsuit that was brought up by a representative of the horse players suing Bob Baffert for the losing tickets on Mandaloun, who was placed first through the disqualification in Kentucky, in the Kentucky Derby. They wanted him to pay off on those tickets. They said that the horse would have won, without the drugs or whatever. Anyhow, that lawsuit, the class action lawsuit on behalf of the bettors of Mandaloun, has been dismissed. So Baffert's off the hook for that. So there you are. Case closed. It's all over. Finally, all over. And today at Los Alamitos, closing day features the King Gloria Stakes. And believe it or not, you talk about Bob Baffert and all his success and wins in Los Alamitos Futurity that was snapped yesterday, and we'll get to that in just a moment. But today, Peter Miller, trainer Peter Miller, is going for his third consecutive win in the King Gloria Stakes. So Peter Miller's got a streak going in the King Glorious today at Los Alamitos. He has the favorite, R. Heisman, the favorite he has in that race to win his third. And by the way, isn't that kind of ironic? We gave away the Heisman Trophy last night. So there you are, a hunch bet for the day. Peter Miller's horse in the King Glorious. All right, let's take a look at what happened yesterday. A lot of racing around the country yesterday. Los Alamitos. Peter Miller, talking about Peter Miller, he won the first race and had a 960 winner there. Serafin Carmona won that race for him, came back in the second race with a winner. So Carmona won the early double yesterday at Los Al, paying $11.40. Then we had Jonathan Hardoon, who was our big winning handicapper on the show yesterday. He came with the fourth race winner, Big Celebration. And if you had it, you were probably celebrating. It was a big price for that horse, especially at Los Alamitos. Paid $14 even to win with Adrian Escobedo aboard for Luis Mendez. Jerry J's feature play horse did not get second, so the Siraco play blew, but a Big Celebration won for Jonathan Hardoon there at $14 even. And then Kyle Frey had back-to-back wins, won the sixth race on a nice 2-year-old filly maiden, Polythrene Pam for Librado Baraccio, paying $16.40. Came back in the seventh race for Steve Maiotti on the One Smokin' Dude, paying $6.40 there. Fry back-to-back wins. And as far as the Los Alamitos Futurity was concerned, the big winner there was Journalism. This horse here has jumped on the scene late under trainer Mike McCarthy. Just broke his maiden, McCarthy said when they asked him how come he supplemented the horse to this tough race with 3 Baffert horses in it, McCarthy said the horse was telling him to do it. He was training out of his mind, he said. He put him in the race, and sure enough, journalism polished off Gaming, Getaway Car, and the 2 others in the race to win easily under Umberto Rispoli for Mike McCarthy, paying $760. A nice horse, this journalism. We may see him early next year on the road to the Kentucky Derby. Getaway Car was second. The early pace setter, Juan Hernandez on Baffert's Getaway Car, did finish second. And Gaming, who was looming up, had a perfect trip, but just never fired under Flavien Prat, finished third in the race. That in the Los Al Futurity. Because of some of those middle-priced winners in the Pick Six, you have a carryover and a mandatory payoff today at Los Alamitos. The Pick Six yesterday for 5 paid $650.40. So on the mandatory at Los Alamitos, a carryover in their Pick Six. All right. At Aqueduct yesterday, Luis Rivera Jr. won the early double, won the first race, paid $620. The second race, they paid $460. And then you had Ruben Silvera won the second and third races together, both for Rudy Rodriguez, as a matter of fact. So Rudy Rodriguez and Silvera connected with the third race winner, $5 even, came back in the fourth race at $10.80. Mike Maker, who had an interesting day of racing yesterday, Maker won the fifth race, paying $6.10 with the Dylan Davis aboard. Big upset winner in the sixth race, Howling Wind for Lane Luzzy, returned $60 even, and then a $19.40 horse followed in the seventh with Manny Franco getting his first win. Franco came back in the eighth race, the Great White Way division of the New York Stallion Series with Sacrosanct. Sacrosanct won for Brad Cox, paying $3.10. This horse is undefeated now with 4 races and 4 wins, Sacrosanct, in the Great White Way. Finishing second there was National Identity. Third was Smiling Say Cheese in that race. Then the Fifth Avenue for the 2-year-old fillies in the New York Stallion Stakes Series. That was the ninth race. That winner was Stone Smuggler. Jose Lascano aboard for Jorge Abreu. And, of course, that was another pick by Jonathan Hardoon. Stone Smuggler paid $7.80. So Hardoon gave us 2 wins on the card yesterday. Material Girl finished second, and Princess Mischief was third. And then the last race winner paid $38.60. And, yes, you guessed right, with a $60, a $19, and a $38 winner amongst the 6 in the Pick Six yesterday at Aqueduct. Nobody had it. So you have a carryover today at Aqueduct. 5 out of 6 in the Pick Six yesterday at Aqueduct paid $2,400. And so you have a carryover in New York as well. Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park had an interesting day of racing yesterday. Edwin Gonzalez won 2 races. He won the second race at $540, came back in the fourth race for Jose Delgado, paying $360, a couple of favorites there. And then we had Ired Ortiz Jr. that went on a tear yesterday. His first win came in the sixth race on a $4 winner. Then he came back in the eighth race with an $11.20 winner for Christophe Clement. That eighth race was the Tropical Park Oaks. See You Around got up in the final jumps to win under Ired Ortiz Jr. Again, $11.20, outrunning In Our Time and De Regresio, who finished third. And then Ortiz came back in the ninth race for his third win for Todd Pletcher, paying $660. Then he came back in the 10th race and won with Swan Lake for Carlos David, paying $4 even. He wasn't done. 11th and final race, the Tropical Park Derby. Ired Ortiz Jr. wins with Coutinho, pays $540 for Shug McGahee. Ired Ortiz Jr. wins both stakes races, 5 races overall out of the 11 yesterday at Gulfstream Park. Full Nelson was second in that race. Silent Heart was third. And again, Ired Ortiz, big day yesterday at Gulfstream. Fairgrounds had the Louisiana Champions Day races, and in the Classic, Touch Upon a Star did do what he was supposed to do. He won his 3rd consecutive Classic win. He is now 12 for 14 in the money in state-bred stakes races at the Fairgrounds. Touch Upon a Star with Tim Thornton aboard for Jeff Delhomme paid $2.40 as the big winner in the Classic. Big win there for that horse. Other winners, the Lassie winner, Blue Fire, Jose Ortiz, Steve Asmussen, 480. The Juvenile, Smokin' Wicked, Colby Hernandez for Dallas Stewart at 340. The Turf was won by Woods and Water for Tim Thornton. Tim Thornton got another win there for Samuel Breo and paid $21.20. The Ladies Sprint was won by Six String. Ben Curtis for Alan Landry, paying $11.80. The Ladies Turf was won by Highly Wicked, Marcelino Pedroza for Sam David Jr., $11 even. And the Sprint was won by Go Sugar for Mitchell Merle and Keith Borgos, I should say, paying $9.60 there. Big day of racing at the fairgrounds yesterday. Big win for Touch Upon a Star in the Classic. Oaklawn Park, Steve Asmussen and his son Keith, Steve Asmussen, I should say, and his son Kevin Asmussen had 2 wins on the day, 480 in the third race and 860 in the sixth race. They got together there. And then, of course, the seventh race, Mark Cassig had a big winner in the 2-year-old maiden race. Bordeaux paid $27.80. And in the Mistletoe Stakes, the winner there was Corningstone, Julian Lee Peru for Kenny McPeak, $6.80, outrunning Taxed and Bow Draw there at Oaklawn. Turfway Park had that big synthetic Champions Day of racing. In the synthetic Champions Day races, the My Charmer, Dana's Beauty, gave Luis Saez his second win of the day there. He won for Mike Maker in the third race. Dana's Beauty for Mike Maker as well. So Saez and Maker went back-to-back. Second winner was in the My Charmer Stakes, paying $4.70. In the Holiday Inaugural, Awesome Treat, Sophie Doyle for Justin Wolowinski pays $76.56 as a big upset in that race. In the Prairie Bayou, Paros wins, Luis Saez. Hey, Luis Saez gets his third win of the day, Mike Maker's third win of the day. So Luis Saez and Mike Maker won 3 races, 2 of them stakes races last night at Turfway. Paros paid $14.94 and set a new track record on the synthetic for the mile and 16th in 142.22. Dresden Rowe finished second. Hush of a Storm was third. And in the Holiday Cheer, Howard Wolowitz wins for Emicial Jaramillo, paying $6.36 for Jose D'Angelo. The late pick 5 at Turfway, $76.50, $14.94, $6.36, $8.88. Last race winner paid $42.24. The late pick 5 for 50 cents paid $252,240.86. That was a heck of an early Christmas present for somebody. Woodbine yesterday, today's closing day at Woodbine. Yesterday, Rafael Hernandez won the early double there, but the big winner was on the day was Sahin Savici, winning the 4th, the 6th, the 8th, and the 11th and final. But and Ryan Munger won 3 races on the day, but they didn't win the feature. The La Previant was won by Fashionably Fab for Kevin Attard and David Morin, paying $2.70, outrunning 45.70, and War Painter, who finished third. And then finally, last night at Los Alamitos, the $50,000 Winter Championship at 1,000 yards for the mixed breeds was won by Code Duello for Adrian Escobedo, paying $3.20. And the $600,000 Grade 1 Champion of Champions for the quarter horses was won by Impressum, that Rodrigo Vallejo aboard there for M. Heath Taylor, paying $8.80 last night at Los Al. You got it all. Now it's time to get more for today, so we're going to go to our first break, and when we come back, we'll get you your racing menu and then off with our handicappers today. Let's see if we can get a couple more out of Jonathan Hardoon, huh? We'll be right back.
South Point Casino has plenty of attractions for the whole family. Catch a movie. Our 16-screen movie theater includes 2 XD Extreme screens for the ultimate in viewing, sound, and luxury. After the show, treat the family to a variety of treats at our old-fashioned ice cream parlor, Kate's Corner. We scoop up a variety of creamy concoctions, including smoothies, hand-dipped cones, milkshakes, malts, sodas, and sundaes. At Kate's, there's something for everyone. And if you've still got time to spare, our bowling center might be right up your alley. Voted Best of Las Vegas, it's a great place for friends and family fun. 64 lanes, a pro shop, snack bar, and arcade. And while the kids are bowling, you can play slots and sip on a drink in the Alley Cat Lounge while overlooking the lanes. For our more serious and professional bowlers, the South Point is also home to a separate tournament bowling plaza.
The Southern California Thoroughbred Racing Circuit is back at Los Alamitos Racecourse with 2 great weeks of racing. Opening day is Friday, December 6th. First post is 12:30 p.m. The meet will include the Starlet for Fillies on Saturday, December 7th, and the Los Alamitos Futurity on Saturday, December 14th, plus 2 other stakes events for juveniles. And our on-track handicapping contest is set for Saturday, December 14th. You could win a seat to the National Handicapping Championship in Las Vegas. Our daytime thoroughbred meet opens on December 6th.
Back on Race Day Las Vegas. Time to get to your racing menu for today. And I want to remind you the first post times we broadcast on this show each and every day, of course, is the first post times as they roll out in the Pacific time zone, because that's where we're at here in Las Vegas at the South Point. And, of course, these will be the first post times to roll out in the race book right behind us here on the main floor. And if you are here in the Pacific time zone, anywhere in the Pacific time zone, these are your first post times. Everybody else who are in other several time zones around the world will have to adjust to the Pacific time zone so you don't miss anything. You might miss a bet if you don't. So make sure you adjust from the Pacific time zone to wherever you're at. Don't want you to miss anything like I missed Mama. Okay, here we go with the menu for today. We begin with Aqueduct Racetrack, Big A. It's today's going to be the last day of racing at Aqueduct until after Christmas. So this is it for till after Christmas. And remember, they have a carryover in their pick 6 exceeding $47,707. Okay, $47,707. Matter of fact, the exact amount is $47,706.53. Okay, and as far as the track conditions, it's going to be fast at Aqueduct, but it's going to be cold. They say 39 degrees at post time. 10 races today on closing day for a while at Aqueduct. They'll be back after Christmas, and with a carryover there, Aqueduct first post time is 8:40. Next comes Gulfstream Park. Gulfstream Park has a pick 6 jackpot carryover, $337,893 in their Rainbow pick 6 jackpot carryover. They've got 10 races today at Gulfstream and a first post time of 9:20. Then we go to Laurel Park. Laurel Park has 8 races today. Laurel Park's first post time for their 8 race card with a regular pick 5 carryover there of $7,764 and a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $5,943. First post time at Laurel set at for their 8 races set at 9:25. Next comes Woodbine. Closing day at Woodbine means mandatory payoffs on everything. The pick 6 jackpot carryover stands at $17,986. Jackpot provision is off. Mandatory payoff today in that, as well as the Super High 5 jackpot carryover. That carryover is $75,551, and the jackpot provision is off on that as well because it's mandatory payoffs on all pools today at Woodbine. They have their closing day today. They have 13 races, and like I said, the feature race is the Steady Growth Stakes at 1 mile and 16th for 3-year-olds and up, a field of 9 before scratches. 5-2 favorite there is Ron's Gizmo with Rafael Hernandez. First post time Woodbine on closing day is set at 10:10. 10:10 at Woodbine today. Oak Lawn Park has 9 races. Their first post time at Oak Lawn Park today is set at 10:30. 10:30 at Oak Lawn Park. Fairgrounds has 8 races today at the Fairgrounds. First post time at the Fairgrounds today is set at 10:45. 10:45 at the Fairgrounds today for their racing card. Then we have Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds. It is closing day at Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds, mandatory payoff, and they have a carryover in their pick 6 at Los Alamitos with a mandatory payoff. The carryover, $25,807. Mandatory payoff today on all pools at Los Alamitos Thoroughbred. First post time is 12:30. Feature race there is the King Glorious. It will be the 9th and final race at 1 mile for 2-year-olds. And as we said earlier, the favorite in the race at 2-1 is R. Heisman. trained by Peter Miller, and ridden by Juan Hernandez. Pleasanton Racetrack is next. Pleasanton has 9 races. Their feature race is the Bay Meadows Juvenile. That's the 8th race on the card for 2-year-olds at a mile and 16th. In that race, 2-to-1 favorite is Drop 'em. Make that the 7-to-5 favorite is Caleb Bay. Drop 'em is the second choice at 2-to-1. And Pleasanton's first post time with a pick 6 jackpot carryover of $15,509 is set at 12:45. And then we wrap it up with Los Alamitos this evening, the quarter horse program. This evening's program at Los Alamitos post time is at 5 p.m. You got a thoroughbred race, and then 3 mixed breeds and 4 quarter horse races, 2 quarter horse stakes races. The 7th race, Constellation for 2-year-olds at 350 yards. And the 8th race is the Grade 1 Futurity at 400 yards for 2-year-olds. The purse there, $1,832,950 in that one. That's a biggie. You got 10 going in that race. The favorite at 5-2 is Lethal Cowboy 123 with Escobedo aboard. Going to be a heck of a night tonight, heck of a day today at Los Alamitos with their closing there. And they have a they have their pick 6 seated at $10,000. I want to make sure you got that. The pick 6 pool at Los Al tonight is seated at $10,000. Los Alamitos, the afternoon card that has a mandatory payoff, has the not only the pick 6 at $25,807, but they also have a super high 5 carryover in the daytime, the Los Al daytime card. That's $7,897, and it's a mandatory payoff. Everything goes. All right, let's go to Jonathan Hardoon real quick. Congratulations, Jonathan. A couple of nice winners yesterday.
That's what I'm supposed to do. You're welcome, Ralph. Thank you.
Well, okay. In that case, you're supposed to give us more today.
Obviously.
Well,
that's what I try to do here.
Do you have any thoughts about that futurity yesterday?
Yeah, Baffert lost. Shocking, huh? But Pratt spent the whole day flying to California and everything else. I guess he'll be there through Christmas now, but for the most part, he had to be disappointed. I'm sure he thought he was going to break the record yesterday. He was tied with Jerry Bailey for graded stakes coming in.
Well, a couple of things. Michael Rona, the track announcer, did mention that during the call, turning for home, and then the horse kind of flattened out as odds on. So Baffert did not get another stakes win in the Los Alamitos Futurity. But my goodness, the guy's won 14 of those races already. So I'm sure he's not that disappointed. And now Peter Miller's on a streak today with the King Glorious, looking for his 3rd win in the King Glorious. But in any case, Journalism is a nice horse.
He really is, and the trainer does a terrific job. He really does. He kind of flies under the radar, even though he has a lot of really nice horses. But, when people discuss great trainers or terrific trainers, especially with young horses, his name doesn't come up as often as it should.
Well, all I can tell you is there's 2 Mikes out there that are trainers that you all always have to pay attention to, folks. And they may not be the high-profile ones, but trust me, they're getting there. And that's Mike McCarthy and Mike Maker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Maker's been around a lot longer,
Yeah.
I think, than McCarthy. McCarthy was working for Pletcher and other terrific trainers, and then he finally went out on his own, and it turned out to be the right move.
Well, we got a lot of action going on today at Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds, and I got to tell you, all 9 races are competitive events today. It's a really nice card for closing day.
Well, it's closing day. They're emptying out everything. Everybody's trying to run, I guess, because they'll be closed now for the next 2 weeks or 10 days, whatever it is. And everyone needs a time down. I think it's good for racing to take a little time off, especially when gamblers have so many options. They can, they can play simulcasting all over. Nothing wrong with shutting things down for a while, especially in California where they have trouble filling the fields. So I think the little break is only going to help.
Well, gamblers do have to do a little Christmas shopping, too, so it all works out fine.
It does.
All right. Well, a couple of nice winners yesterday, and we're looking for more. So what are we doing here?
All right, let's go to Aqueduct. Look at the 7th race today at 6 furlongs on the main track, and I love the number 3 horse in here, In the Chase, a 2-year-old colt from the Carlos David barn. Alicio Ruiz aboard to ride. Blinkers come off this horse today, 7-2 on the morning line. There's an even money shot in there, number 7, Sir Trite, whatever it is. I love the number 3 horse in here in the chase. To me, it's a pick 5, pick 6 single, and there is a carryover today at Aqueduct. Dollar pick 6 play, but I'm singling number 3 in the chase in the 7th race.
And we hope in that 7th race, everybody else is in the chase, chasing him. So in the
Correct.
So in the 7th race, the 3 horse in the chase, 7th race in the chase at Aqueduct, a singleton for Mr. John Hardoon at Aqueduct. All right, let's go to Gulfstream next.
All right, let's look at the 8th race today. 1.70 miles on Tapeta, and the number 2 horse in here, Il Siciliano, a 3-year-old colt who was scratched yesterday to run today. Antonio Sano, the trainer, had 3 winners over the past 2 days. I love the rider switch today to Johnny V. I love the 6-1 on the morning line. I like number 2, Il Siciliano, to win today's 8th race at Gulfstream Park.
All right, the 2 horse Il Siciliano, Il Siciliano with John Velasquez aboard in the 8th race, the 2 horse at Gulfstream. No matter how you pronounce it, we want to pronounce it a winner. That's for sure.
Okay.
All right, Los Alamitos.
Let's go to race 5, 5.5 furlongs on their main track. Number 4, Isabel Ludlow, a 4-year-old filly from the Steve Miotti barn. And this barn starting to heat up. Juan Hernandez aboard to ride, 4-1 on the morning line. This is an improving horse. She's getting better with each start. Number 4, Isabel Ludlow, wins today's 5th race out at Los Alamitos.
All right, the 5th race is the anchor and the only pick 5 they have, the early pick 5, first 5 races today at Los Alamitos. And in that 5th race, you like number 4, Isabel Ludlow. The 4, Isabel Ludlow. Juan Hernandez aboard there in the 5th race for Jonathan Hardoon. And again, remember, mandatory payoffs today at Los Alamitos along with Woodbine. And are they having a mandatory at Aqueduct, or are they just going to carry?
No, they wait till the last day of the year is when they have their mandatory.
Right,
so
no.
I think they come back on the 28th, by the way. You were saying the day after. I think they return to racing on the 28th, but I'll let you know Wednesday for sure.
Okay, so whatever the case may be is going to carry over until they resume racing until December 31st.
Correct.
And that'll be a mandatory. All right. Well,
Correct.
Jonathan, thank you so much. You have 4 sheets available today, don't you?
Yes, I do. Oaklawn, Gulfstream, New York, and Los Alamitos.
All right, you got it, my man. Take a couple
Thank
of days.
you, Ralph.
Take a couple of days off. Stay warm, and get the snow shovel out and all that other good stuff. And we'll talk to you on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're supposed to get slammed later in the week, so hopefully it stays away. Thank you, Ralph. Stay safe and be well.
You too, my man, and thank you for the. All right, now we're going to go to Bob Mieszerski standing by in Southern California for Bob's swan song for a while on the Race Day Show. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Did you get a small Richter scale reading yesterday when Baffert didn't win the futurity?
Yeah, it was a little surprising, but journalism is a very nice horse. I would be very excited about him as a Kentucky Derby prospect if I was Michael McCarthy. And he also has another one in his barn named Bullard that might be as good or better. So I think he should be pretty excited about going into 2025 with those 2 colts.
I got to tell you, I was very impressed with journalism and how he did it yesterday. He was, like right there, stride for stride with Bob Baffert's odds on gaming, a horse who finished second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. And then he just went right after the leader that Juan Hernandez was on, getaway car, and collared him. Gaming never went on with it. And he just, it looked like when he finally caught stride, he was just like pulling away, like the distance was no problem. It looked like he can go further. It was an impressive win, I thought.
No, he looks like he's just getting warmed up at 1.16 miles. So like I said, he should have a good future. The longer, the better for him. He's bred to run on, being by Curlin out of an Uncle Mo mare. So he should be, like I said, he's got a lot of promise. And, they only decided to supplement because he was doing so well. He was, the sham was a stakes at Santa Anita that if it was still in existence, that's probably where McCarthy would have waited and run there. But since the sham was no longer on the stake schedule at Santa Anita, he didn't want to cut him back to 7 furlongs. So he decided to run yesterday, and it certainly worked out well. They supplemented for $7,500 and got the $120,000 prize for the top share of the purse.
When I saw the interview afterwards, he did mention that. He said it wasn't really on his calendar, but he said the horse told him he was ready because he was training so well, and he had a couple of really nice workouts most recently. So horse is coming into his own, that's for sure. Well, what Bob Baffert didn't do yesterday in the Futuri, Peter Miller's going to try to do today by winning the King Glorious. It'll only be the third in a row for Peter Miller for this race, but it'll be winning this race several years in a row. And he's got the favorite R. Heisman, who's got to be the hunchback of the day after they gave away the Heisman Trophy last night.
No, absolutely. With Travis Hunter winning it last night for Colorado.
Yeah.
Well-deserved honor, I may add. Peter's won this race the last 2 years. It's always our wrap-up to the winter meet. He's got the favorite, as you said, R. Heisman. He's trying 2 turns for the first time. He's been gelded since he ran last. I think the horse has been kind of a disappointment. They privately purchased him after his first race. He's run okay, but he kind of hung last time, I thought, in the race at Del Mar. So I think this race goes beyond him. I think there's other horses that have a chance. Call Me Sir is the first time gelding. He won at the distance. I know it was on the grass, but the winner of the Soviet Problem, which is the female equivalent of this race, Hey Jessie, was coming off a grass win, but she had been proven at a 2 turns. So you have a lot of horses in here trying something different. So it might be good to look at the horses that have already run a mile and run decently at the distance.
Bob, before I get your pick, Armando Ayuso, leading rider, but he's sitting on the bench today with a Heis penalty. Does he have enough of a buffer to go ahead and win the thing anyhow?
Well, he's still up 1, but there's a couple jockeys right on his tail. Kyle Frey is 1 and Tyler Bays is the other. They both have 4 wins. I think Kyle might have the best chance to catch him. He won the meet here in September. He's got 5 mounts today, and if he can win 1 or 2, he'll end up being leading rider. Or if he gets 1, then he'll end up in a tie. Tyler Bays doesn't have quite as many mounts today. I believe he has 3. So I think it's going to come down to one of those 3 jockeys being our leading rider. And then Steve Knapp basically wrapped up the training title the first weekend when he won 6 races. And I don't think anybody is capable of catching him today.
Yeah, he won 2 races on 3 different days, right?
That is correct. The first weekend he won Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 2 wins each day.
All right, Bob, give us a winner on the way out.
I'm going to try to go to the 8th race, number 7, Midnight Love. There's a ton of speed in this race. I think there's 3 and possibly 4 horses that are going to show speed. This horse comes up with a nice second at Del Mar, coming from off the pace. The horse that beat him came back to win again, so I think he can get the right trip here for Hector Palmer and Antonio Frezu. I like that Frezu's riding the horse back. So number 7 in race 8, Midnight Love.
All right, the 8th race at Los Alamitos on its closing day. Bob likes the 7 Midnight Love, and of course, Bob has selections for all the races, and you can get it in many different places, right, Bob?
Yes, at todaysracingdigest.com, I do selections every day for Southern California races. Then I do a graded handicap for the Southern California News Group papers, LA Daily News, Orange County Register, Long Beach Press Telegram, among others.
All right, you got it. Thanks a lot, Bob. It's always been a pleasure having you on the show for Los Alamitos, and you are invited all the time. Anytime you want to chew some fat on the Race Day show, you're more than welcome to join us. And we wish you and all of the folks down there at Los Al a very happy holiday season. Stay safe.
Always a pleasure being on, Ralph. I might take you up on that during the year.
Oh, good.
Again, thank you for everything, and happy holidays to you, your family, and happy New Year as well.
All right. Thank you, Bob. Thanks a lot. All right. We're going to go to our...
All right, take care.
We're going to go to our final break, and when we come back, we're going to get Richie, John, and Jerry on before we leave the show for today. So don't go away. We'll be right back.
If you're celebrating a special occasion or just love fine dining, you're in the right place. Come experience the crown jewel of South Point restaurants, Michael's Gourmet Room.
Welcome.
With over 600 different types of wines and magnificent dishes prepared tableside, you'll revel in the rich classic Vegas decor and the best black tie service in the world. This intimate gourmet room has earned accolades galore. Come to Michael's Gourmet Room for an unforgettable dining experience. Another famous restaurant is the Silverado Steakhouse, where you'll find the charm and service that discerning patrons require. From top quality steaks and chops to fresh seafood and desserts, you'll love the award-winning wine list and menu at Silverado Steakhouse. Steak lovers have even more options with primarily prime rib. Catering to hearty appetites, the menu features a variety of flavorful prime rib cuts, dry-aged to ensure tenderness, and then seasoned and slowly roasted. Although prime rib is our specialty, it's not the only thing on the menu. There's something for everyone.
All right, back on Race Day Las Vegas. Let's get out to Rich Eng standing by. Richie, good morning.
Good morning, viewers. Good morning, listeners.
And Richie, we're glad to see that you're feeling better today. I guess you had that 24-hour flu, huh?
Yeah, I had stomach flu. If anybody's had that, pretty uncomfortable for a couple of days, and I wasn't able to eat anything for 48 hours, but I felt much better last night, got a sheet out, and I feel much even better this morning.
All right. Well, you can make the weight and ride the last race today then, I guess.
Yeah, I need to lose weight, and that was a tough way to do it.
All right. First of all, NFL Sunday, you got anything?
Yes, sir. Let's go to game 469, 470. It's really a high-profile game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, in-state rivals. Both teams near the top of the division that they're in, and certainly playoff teams. I like the Steelers plus 5.5 on the road. Mike Tomlin, the head coach of Pittsburgh, is one of the best cover head coaches in NFL history as an underdog. And the thing about the Eagles that I think is their something that can be taken advantage of, quarterback Jalen Hurts has averaged only about 150 yards a game passing during the last 6 games. I think the Steelers will try to stop Saquon Barkley, make him throw. Pittsburgh Steelers plus 5.5.
All right, Steelers plus 5.5 against Philadelphia. That is going to be a good game. Do you have a horse selection for us?
Yes, sir. Let's go to race number 7. At the start of the meet, Ralph, I remember you asked everyone on the show what they thought about Los Alamitos, and the thing that the people kept talking about was a horses for courses track. Yeah. So in race 7, going 6.5 furlongs, take a look at number 4, Red Cross Knight, 5-1 in the morning line for Jerry Hollendorfer. 2 things. One is this horse has started 5 times at Los Alamitos, 4 wins, has 8 dirt starts, 5 wins. So there's a lot to suggest this horse is going to run well on the main track. 5-1's the square price. Number 4, Red Cross Knight in race 7.
All right, one of the ultimate horse for courses there. In the 7th race, the 4 Red Cross Knight, the 4 Red Cross Knight. Rich Eng's play at Los Alamitos in the 7th race. Don't forget, you can get the entire card at Los Alamitos right now at the racedaylasvegas.com websites from Richie. Richie, enjoy the day and start eating, buddy.
Yeah, there's a lot of good food on the table. Thanks, Ralph, and good luck, everybody.
All right, you got it. Now let's go to Southern California where John Lindo is standing by. John, good morning.
Good morning, Ralph. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, my man. Closing day at Los Al, and it looks like a very competitive card right down the line.
Yeah, it is. The good field sizes, especially toward the back half of the card. So I think a pick 4 be a decent play today. And, hats off to these guys. They do the best they can during a tough time. And I don't know if you saw the Champion of Champions last night, but Impressive was super winning that race for the second time in 3 years.
Yeah, that was Los Alamitos had a lot of big races all day yesterday. And, of course, you pegged Journalism as a horse that you thought was the up-and-comer.
He's a serious horse, Ralph. He jumped forward again yesterday, and he's not done improving yet. He's just going to get better with racing. And Michael McCarthy's got a good one. He knows what to do with a good horse too.
Yeah, he's got 2 nice horses there to make his first Saturday in May next year kind of interesting for him. That's for sure. In any case, we got a closing day today at Los Alamitos Thoroughbreds. I want to remind everybody that John Lindo's Lindo Report today has Los Alamitos Thoroughbred. All the races there, suggested late pick 4, all the goodie information. In addition to the late pick 5 at Gulfstream Park today. It's all on one comprehensive sheet. You get Los Al and the last 5 races at Gulfstream Park. It's available only in one place here in Las Vegas, Nevada, right here at the South Point. And it is free of charge, complimentary to the race players because they love race players here. And John's sheet as well. So, John, your Lindo Report is here waiting for the folks to come on by and grab one. And I want to just ask you with, Los Alamitos, Southern California Racing taking a little sabbatical until the day after Christmas. What's the Lindo Report look like for next week?
I'll be doing Gulfstream Park next Thursday through Sunday. They've got a terrific card already drawn for next Saturday, a bunch of stakes races there. It really looks like a champions meet kind of card, so that'll be fun. We'll cover that. And on Wednesday's show, Ralph, I want to talk to you a little bit about Northern California. No race dates yet, and the CHRB meeting is on Thursday. So we'll see what happens to their future on Thursday.
Okay, we had a little glitch in. So Thursday is the big meeting for Northern California for the future of Northern California racing, I guess, huh?
Yeah, they've got to get dates approved if they're going to continue racing after this week. So they're closing days this coming Wednesday, and we'll find out if they continue to race on Thursday.
Wow. Well, we wish them all the best of luck, that's for sure. We got to keep racing going on in Northern California. All right, John, a lot of great races today to take a shot at. Where are we going with the pick?
I'll go to Gulfstream Park first, Ralph. At Gulfstream Park, race number 10. Number 2, Lady Emily Catherine, was overmatched last time, faced a really good filly named Kehoe Beach at Keeneland. She had a blinkers that race. She takes it off today, drops into a restricted claimer. Everything's right here. She's at the right level. I think they're really live at 7-2 in the program. Number 2, Lady Emily Catherine, race 10 at Gulfstream Park.
All right, 10th race at Gulfstream. That's the final race in the late pick 5. And remember, John has a suggested late pick 5. In fact, he has selections for the last 5 races today at Gulfstream on the Linda report that you can get here along with Los Alamitos. And the 10th and final race, number 2, Lady Emily Catherine, the 2 in the 10th and final at Gulfstream. And now we'll get back to Los Alamitos.
Los Alamitos, race number 4, horse number 4, Joint Venture, had a really uncomfortable trip last time between horses, was claimed again. This horse was based at Los Alamitos during the summer when it was in the Phil D'Amato barn. I think he's a lot sharper than that last running line looks. Confident class boost off the Doug O'Neill claim. 9-2 in the program. Number 4, Joint Venture, race 4, Los Alamitos.
All right, the 4th race at Los Alamitos, number 4, easy to remember. The 4th race, number 4 at Los Al, part of that early pick 5 today. And the early pick 4, as a matter of fact, and also part of the pick 6, I guess. It's a integral race there. The 4, Joint Venture, John Lendo's pick at Los Alamitos. John, I want you to stay right there because I have one more thing for you to do at the end of the show because Jerry Jackowitz is not with us today, but he did leave me selections for you folks, and I want to remind you that Jerry Jackowitz has a full sheet for both Los Al and Aqueduct today at jerryjspowerpage.com. Since we were talking about Los Al, I'll give you that pick first, then get back to New York. Los Alamitos, Jerry J has a pick in the second race. His feature play in the second race is the 5-horse Crypto Craze. Number 5, Crypto Craze, and his link-ups include numbers 1, 4, and 6. So in the second race at Los Alamitos today, Jerry J's power page play is the 5 over 1, 4, and 6. And then we'll roll back to Aqueduct, the big A in New York. And at Aqueduct, Jerry's selection comes early in the third race today. In the third race at Aqueduct today, Jerry likes the 2-horse Pop Coyer. Number 2, Pop Coyer, with Kendrick Carmouche aboard, is his play in the third race. And the link-ups there include numbers 1, 4, and 5. So it's the 2 over 1, 4, 5 in the third race today at Aqueduct. And those are Jerry J's picks. Now, you've got the mandatory payoffs at Los Alamitos and Woodbine today, and a carryover in addition to that at Aqueduct today. And there won't be any racing in Southern California until the day after Christmas when Santa Anita starts. And as you heard, Aqueduct will reopen after their small holiday sabbatical after Christmas, a couple of days after that. But there will be racing next week. Gulfstream Park, as John said, has a great card there as well. And so we'll be back with our regular shows on Wednesday at 7 a.m. Want to remind everybody that's on YouTube right now and on the chat especially. Sean just put a link up on the chat for Sports by the Book, which is the show that follows us at 9 a.m. this morning for all today's action, NFL action. Features, of course, Jeff and Alex. So all you have to do is stay on that chat. Hit the link. It'll get you right to the Sports by the Book at 9 a.m. It's already on the Race Day chat on YouTube on our site right now. Sports by the Book link right there. Just hit it, and you'll be all set to get your dose of what's going to happen today in the NFL. And so, John, next week, I guess you'll be doing all Gulfstream Park then.
All Gulfstream Park, and with no live racing in Southern California, I'm going to head out to Las Vegas. So I'll be at the Racebook there Friday and Saturday at the South Point, and I'll join you in studio maybe next Friday, Ralph, and then harass you a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you're here Friday and Saturday, you better be here Friday and Saturday in the studio. How about that, buddy?
Always working the extra day, Ralphie. You got it.
You better believe it. It's always nice to have you and any of our other handicappers here on site in the studio. The back and forth is always a lot better when the guy's sitting right next to you, that's for sure. So we'll look forward to you then next week here in Las Vegas. And, of course, as I say, we'll be back on Wednesday. Now, we're going to keep our regular schedule for next week. And then the week after that, of course, the Wednesday is Christmas Day. We won't have a show on Christmas Day. So next week, we'll be here Wednesday through Sunday. The following week, we'll take off Monday and Tuesday, as always, and then Christmas Day, Wednesday. And then we'll be back on Thursday, that day after, for the big opening at Santa Anita, which is going to be a lot of fun, John, because we got two Derby winners, the Santa Anita Derby winner and the Kentucky Derby winner going in the Malibu on opening day. A lot of those stakes races there.
And they'll draw the opening day entries this coming Thursday, so we'll have a week to get those races right. So we'll have a lot of time to do some homework while we're visiting with family over the holiday.
And not to mention the fact that if they do it this Thursday, we'll take a look at it maybe on the weekend shows too.
We can do that.
All right, you got it, my man. Well, we're done with the show. Don't forget to stay tuned for Sports by the Book. The link is on the chat right now. And, of course, Sports by the Book starts at 9 a.m. Until Wednesday, John's got one more thing to say. Say it, John.
Have a great race day, everybody.